Sorry for the delay. I just wanted to give a little disclaimer before the video. I filmed this the night that I went to urgent care. So even before I let you guys know that I wasn't doing well, I filmed this and it really shows. It's a ramble video, but by God, am I just like off the rails. So I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time and give you guys a warning that if I didn't answer your questions, or if you have more questions because what the hell was I saying, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I'm going to do my best to answer as many as I can. And just a big thank you for the concerns and the well wishes and checking up on me. I'm doing significantly better. My concussion is pretty much gone. I literally just occasionally get a headache from the sun and sound, so pretty much normal. So just wanted to let you guys know and say thank you so much. I will be back with my usual shit show in the very near future. Love you guys. Bye. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry this took me so long. I have a concussion. The AC is going to be running because I have been informed by my doctor that I need to be in a cool location that is low lighting, if not completely dark. So I have my 3 blind mice sunglasses. I will not be wearing them because I think I look too cool, but it's going to be slightly more cash fit today. So a week ago I did ask y'all for some questions that you might have for me for hitting 25,000 macaroons, baby. I know that's not like a really big number for some people, but that's like a huge milestone for me. I've been making shit for a really long time, and it's crazy to have so many people be interested in it, so thank you. This is also the first video in a while that I'm gonna have my cats out, so if you hear them, they're here as well. I think they deserve to have one freebie where I let them exist with me as we film again, like old times. So I'm gonna put on a pull-up, and then I'm gonna pull up that community post, and we can see what questions you guys have for me. I realized that I make a lot of role plays and I don't really make too many rambly videos. Like, I do have ramble videos, but not specifically for what you guys want to hear. That being said, I am fully concussed, so if I ramble on the wrong subject, I'm sorry. I'm actually having a very difficult time processing things right now. Oops. Guys, I know you can't see it, but it says you have 25,000 subscribers. Congrats. That's a big achievement for your channel. Thanks, YouTube. Okay. Oh, also, sorry. While we do this, I've been going back and forth with myself about what to be doing during this, if there's any particular triggers. And before I was like, maybe I'll do like a specific whatever. And now that I have a head injury, I've just decided that I'm going to just work on a crochet project that I've been working on for a while. It's a super easy pattern that I can link below if y'all would like to learn it. But it's one of those patterns where I don't really have to think at all. I can just kind of do it because I've done it so many times. So I want to go towards like the beginning of questions because I read all of your comments. Thank you for all of them. I'm not gonna like link any accounts or like pictures or anything, just in case people want to remain anonymous. I know they posted it publicly, but just in case people would rather have it on a smaller post than on a video, they are available to see the OG post and creator on the community post. I thought someone asked, how are you? I was like, not good. We've got on ASMR topics, what trigger are you picky about? I don't love, I'm picky about, I'm really particular about like any spit sounds. I don't really like spit painting or anything that's like smacking. So I don't really like eating ASMR or anything like that so I'm just very particular about those, because military family, and I wasn't allowed to smack as a child. On other topics, what music do you have on repeat right now? I've got a couple questions about my music taste. For this question, what music do I have on repeat right now? I don't know about you guys, but this last month has been just like the worst. Not brat at all, very much like survival of the fittest, natural selection, truly month for me. No brat summer around here. So a lot of the music that I typically listen to is like folk, bluegrass, indie. I like a lot of Sierra Farrell. Oh shit, let me just pull up my Spotify, why don't I? I like that kind of music, like a bit more on the maybe Phoebe Bridgers end of the spectrum. I like Noah Kahan, he's cool. I typically like things like Del Water Gap, Fickle Friends, London Grammar, Gordy. 1975 is my favorite band of all time. I understand that that's problematic, I'm sorry. But their music has been with me since I was 14, 15, so almost 10 years now, which is crazy. But recently, because of this month, I can't really listen to a lot of the music I listened to previously because it just hurts my heart because of some stuff that's happened. So I've been listening to like actual club music because it makes me zone out. But now with the concussion, I can't really listen to it because it hurts. It's a very interesting dynamic happening. But if you were to look at my on repeat Spotify playlist, I have Lily Is That You is a really big artist. She has like a lot of dance music that I think is kind of cool. A lot of Remy Wolf. I love Remy Wolf. She has a new album that just came out called Big Ideas, and there are 3 songs on there. Cinderella and Toro have both been out for a while, and I've really loved those, but Cherries and Cream just came out, and that's incredible. And then, unfortunately, I do enjoy a bit of Chase Atlantic, which if you liked, I don't know, maybe like Skins as a kid, is that what it's called? Skins? Or if you had any eating disorder in the early 2000s, you probably also like Chase Atlantic. I've been listening to a lot of them recently just because it helps me zone out and chill. Some specifics from them would be I Never Existed, Too Late, and Heaven and Back, and Escort. But I also have some honorable mentions would be Doin' Time by Lana Del Rey, Chapstick by Coin, The Bottom of It by Fruit Bats, You're So by Milk, and Shelly's been up there. So Natural by Shelly and Steam. It was really good. And then You First by Remy Wolf and Paramore. So yeah, that's my main music. That was a lot. I listen to a lot of random shit. I like a lot of heavy metal, but not right now. I like a lot of chill music, but not right now. So firstly, okay, do you intend on creating more Jersey Mom lore, be that a multiverse or a deep dive into the character? Yes, Jersey Mom's coming back. Really, I'm just trying to put her in more unique situations because I think she'd be funny in most of them. So really, I'm just trying to figure out what would be best for that because she's going to be around for a while. So what would be best for that lore? And then what do you think sets you apart from other ASMR creators? Probably a lot of numbers and like skill and ability and understanding. I have significantly less than most. And then lastly, will we get a Once-There cosplay in the future? Maybe. Right now, probably not. In the future, potentially. The Lorax was something I just did like randomly on a one-off because I just had the idea and thought it would be funny, and then it did really well, and I'm super grateful for that. But people kept asking for a part 2, which wasn't something I really wanted to do immediately, and then I just kind of did it because I felt like y'all wanted it, and then it didn't. I didn't really like the video I made, and it didn't really do very well, so it wasn't really like numbers wise it was worth it, which I don't really pay too much attention to that, but like still, you know what I mean? So I probably will do a Onceler one, but a lot of the comments I got on that video was that it was like a Maya Winky wannabe, and I haven't really watched too much of Maya Winky, but I don't really want to feel like I'm becoming a certain niche of creator. I feel like, and this is no shade to anybody, I'm not talking about anybody specific, but there are creators that have like a video that does really well, and then they just kind of do a lot of the same triggers or a lot of the same type of video, and that really works for them and they really enjoy it, and I'm just not really that person in general. I just like I like a lot of different shit, and so I would like my channel to reflect that, where it's just like, yes, we can do a shaving cream video and also like a Pomodoro session, you know what I mean? Like I want it to be a bit more versatile, so that way if later I have ideas for stuff, I can feel like I can do them and it's not totally breaking away from an audience that I've built, you know what I mean? And also it affords me more time and creativity on my end. So probably not, but maybe eventually yes, if I feel like it. What has been your favorite role play to film, and what ideas are you most excited about to explore? I really loved the hostage negotiator video. That was one of the first videos I've done where I ended it and was like, that was actually good. I think I say that because I think that I got all the bits that I wanted to in it. I thought that it was relatively decently performed and okay writing. And yeah, and I thought it didn't have too many outside factors. Like there wasn't a lot of traffic, there wasn't my cat's really bothering me, so that was one that I remember being really proud of when I finished filming it, and then as I was editing it I was like, this is pretty good. So that's probably my most favorite to date, just because of the way that I felt after it. I felt really accomplished. I felt like I did it really well. And then what ideas are you excited to explore? Just kind of everything, honestly. I have more elaborate role plays I'd like to do, but I don't really have the means right now to do them, or TBH, the brain power. So I think I'm excited to explore ideas that have better quality. I think I would just like the audio quality to be better and everything all around to be more consistent. That's what I would really like. Also, I just realized I met someone for the first time from you guys this weekend. I was fully concussed at my part-time job, and someone was like, do you do ASMR? And I was like, I do. I'm not gonna lie, I remember your name, but I don't know if you want me to say it, so it was wonderful to meet you. I just wanted to say thanks. I've never gotten to have that experience in person, and it was just awesome. And to know that like I get really wonderful comments online, but to like hear it in person was such a different, and like so out of the blue and not in a scenario I ever would have expected to be at, was just really cool. So I meant to say it at the beginning of the video, but it was wonderful to meet you. I'm so excited to meet you again and meet more of y'all in the future. Sick. Okay, moving on. How did you get good at accents? You did an English accent in the first video of yours, and I, a Brit, was convinced. Thanks. I have a BFA in acting. So I had to take voice and dialects for a bit of my time. I've always been pretty good with, I've never been very good with learning a language, but I've always been good at the accent that goes with the language. My mom was a linguist. or wanted to be a linguist. She knew a ton of languages when I was born. And so I think I got a lot of understanding of like listening to pronunciation from her. And then in college we had to refine some of our accents, so I got most training in like British RP, and my Irish I learned from that, which is why my Irish is kind of dodgy, because I didn't really know it before, and I'm not very good at Australian at all. But yeah, that's where I got my accents, my mom. And then just like fucking around and being a theater kid, honestly. Language is just the way that it sounds like always makes sense to me, and I don't know why. I think that was just like a natural ear for some of that stuff, TBH. What did you study in college, if you went to college? Again, that's a perfect segue. I got my bachelor's of fine arts in acting, or I say my degree in playing pretend, or my degree in lying, and I got a double minor in English and film production. So English was because I love literature, I love writing, I love all that fun stuff, reading, and the film production because I just like randomly took a film class and fucking loved it. And I did a bit of photography in high school, and then being able to like finding this thing that like made sense, and having professors that were like, yes, good thought. And I was like, really? And I found I really enjoyed the subject. And as I got to study that, I realized I love directing and I love performing, obviously, but I love like sound engineering is really cool. So yeah, that's what I studied. Your videos make you seem like a big reader. Do you have any favorite books of the past year/couple years? Any favorite genres? Yes, as I mentioned, I do like reading. I read a lot in high school and then kind of fell off the bandwagon, and it's been a bit of a struggle, but recently I've been able to read more. I always tell people my favorite books ever: Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, Written on the Body by Jeanette Winterson, and The Fantastic Flying Books of Mr. Morris Les Moore by William Joyce, or William J. Joyce, something like that. Those are my favorites. Redeeming Love is a retelling of the Book of Hosea, but in like the 1850s gold rush era. So it's like a romance that's Christian but centered on a prostitute. It's very interesting. Written on the Body is an experimental novel that is, you never know the narrator's name nor gender, and it's about like all of their loves, but it's surrounded by their one true love, who is a married woman. And it's just like a perfect depiction of love and obsession. And as someone that has OCD, it's very telling. To moi, I unfortunately related very hard. So I read that twice and I love that. And then Fantastic Flying Books of Mr. Morris Les Moore is just a beautiful novel. A beautiful children's book. Sorry. A lot of really wonderful comments. Thank you guys for taking care of me. Who's your favorite music artist, and how did you get into them? Favorite genre? Favorite music artist, as I said, is the 1975. I do like other bands, I promise. It's not just them. But I got into them, honestly, whoa, deep cut. There was a Vine that someone made that was like super niche, and I can't remember who they were, but it was like a girl and a guy, and they were best friends. And I think they made it to to Love Me, and I thought that it was cool, and so I listened to the song and I really liked it. And then I was super depressed and also an artist at the time, and was like really into like oil pastels and like drawing and stuff, and so I would listen to the 1975 on YouTube and draw, because my mom had the Apple Music thing and Spotify didn't exist, and so I had to ask permission to buy a song, and I didn't want her to know the music I was listening to, so I listened to them on my own on YouTube, and so that's kind of how I got into them. It was like, at that time it was them and I don't know if y'all know Hertz, but the band Hertz, I was really into their music too. My dad and I love their stuff, and so it was that was how I got into them. But favorite genre, I kind of like anything good. The only music I don't really like is traditional jazz. I'm sorry, don't kill me. I know it makes me a bad person. I like swing music, but like, I think I would enjoy traditional jazz music live. I don't really like listening to it individually, like recorded, if that makes sense. It's not the same vibe. What got you into listening ASMR, and what got you into wanting to make your own ASMR channel? I think I got the make the channel question a couple times, but listening, I feel like it was Dodie. I don't know if y'all know Dodie. She is an artist. She's a musician, but she used to make YouTube videos that I related to so heavily, and then she privated them, as she should, because I think she felt uncomfortable, and that's fair. But she made a video that was ASMR once or twice, and I remember being like, what is this? And then I looked at it, and I didn't like the stuff that came up when I first listened to ASMR, because like it's not refined to the triggers and the people you like. And so I didn't really like the mainstream ASMR in like, what was that, like 2015, 2016? And now, maybe later, maybe 2017. But now, and eventually after I listened to it a little bit more, I found videos I was like, oh, I really like this. And so that's how I started listening to it. The channel. So for those of you that don't know, I used to have, so when I was 12, I really wanted to start a BeauTube channel. I really wanted to be a beauty guru. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, and I didn't own barely any, so I don't know what I thought I was gonna do. But I really liked Beautylicious Insider. I don't know if y'all ever saw her. She's now Chelsea Crockett. And is like a totally different channel. It's like Chelsea and Nick or something. I don't really follow them anymore, but I used to love her YouTube channel. And so I really wanted to do what she was doing. And I wanted to do the NYX Face Awards. And I had never worn makeup in my life. And so I wanted to start a channel. So my mom let me. And I think I was 12 and I started it. And then I realized that I don't know how to do makeup, obviously. And I wasn't going to go to cosmetology school because I was still in middle school. So I realized that I read a lot, and I started listening or watching a lot of booktube videos. And so I started booktube. So I started a booktube channel that was the same channel. I basically just morphed it into talking about books and like making some funny videos. And in college, freshman year started making a video every week. And then I realized if it was going to be booktube, I'd have to read, and I wasn't doing that. 'Cause college. And so it wasn't until my junior year that I was like, I feel like it'd be kind of fun to make an ASMR video. And I was so in like a weird headspace, and like COVID, like that lockdown was just about to hit. So it was like shit was getting weird. And I just like randomly was like, I'm gonna make an ASMR video. And I did, and I had so much fun making it, and I loved the way that it turned out, that I think I made a couple more ASMR videos on that channel. And then randomly in 2022 was like, I'll start over. I hate this channel. It's like all baby me. I will start an ASMR channel. And yeah. And then I realized I really enjoyed making it, obviously, and that the only hard part about it is being consistent with life. So that's cool. So that's how I made it. And the name was the name of my OG channel that I have probably archived at this point. But that just was a name that I came up with because I wanted to be a writer, and I really loved willow trees. And I loved Pocahontas, and so I was like, oh, ink on the willow. I don't know why, but yeah, that's the name I came up with when I was 12, and that's the name we're gonna stick with. On life topics, what has been your favorite year so far from 2020 to 2024? And what inspired you to make this channel? Just said that, but none of these years have been particularly good. 2020 sucked. 2021 was a garbage fire. 2022 was no, still a garbage fire. I think maybe 2023. I enjoyed last year a bit more. I had more fun last year. I think 2023. This year has not been good. It's been very bad. It's just progressively getting worse. So I think last year was the best year so far. Oh shit. That other question. I'm sorry. Hang on. We're going to tie it all back together. I have a head injury. I would love to know your favorite books and some recs. To tie it back to the... I'm sorry. This is just going to be a bad video and we're just going to have to live with it. But to tie it back to the other book question, my favorites I've read recently... the favorite books I've read recently, let me pull up. I do have a Goodreads, and I guess y'all can follow it if you want to, but it's like, it's just lame. Like, it's not, there's no good things happening there. Recently, I read, okay, wait. I think it's been taken down, but I listened to Manacled by Senlin Yu, which is a Hermione fanfic, and it was wonderful and I loved it. And I read that earlier this year. I think I listened to it, I didn't read it. But I recently finished Fourth Wing, which was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and I'm on Iron Claw right now. I was very proud to have finished that because it's such a big book. And then I'm reading Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Not in Love's not really my favorite, but it's like kind of garbage yummy eating, so I've been enjoying that. Some recs. I would say the three that I mentioned are great ones to start, but I really liked The Love Hypothesis, which was really good, and I usually recommend that for a slump. That one, or Beach Read by Emily Henry are really good books for reading slumps. I recently read Normal People by Sally Rooney, which was really good, but you have to be kind of in a mood to read that, so keep that in mind. And then I've been re-listening to, because I read them originally, and now I'm listening to them while I clean, and it's the Bloodline series by Rochelle Mead, which is a companion to the Vampire Academy series, which I also read and loved. And my dad and I are like obsessed with those. We love those. So I've been reading those. I recommend the OG series first if you're going to read those. But I'm trying to think of like books for a slump. Okay. Gun to my head. Not even. In middle school and high school, was obsessed with Jennifer L. Armentrout. I know she's gotten super popular recently on TikTok about like a different series she recently wrote, but in middle school and high school, my dad and I loved the Luck series, and I loved the White Hot Kiss trilogy by Jennifer L. Armentrout. They are kind of garbage reads, but I love them. I think the characters are really good, and I think the stories are fun, and it makes me kick my feet and giggle. So if you're looking for either an alien romance or a demon / gargoyle / angel romance, those are some recommendations for me. I have a video on my old channel that's like about Jennifer L. Armentrout, so I think it's really fun to have that like evidence of like I loved her before TikTok. Like, it's not important, and like people can love things at any point, and people should get popular at any point if they're good at what they do, or if they're whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's just nice to be like, that was in college and I was like, look at her, she's incredible. Anyway, or she needs a copy editor, but she's wonderful. What advice would you give to your younger self? So like, which younger self are we talking about? Because like, if we're talking about like 6-year-old me, 7-year-old me, she's a sweet little baby that needs some talking to. If we're talking about like 14, 15-year-old me, she's a different entity, and we need to talk to her. We need to have an intervention. I would say you don't have to try so hard, but it's okay that you do. You'll grow out of it even if you don't want to, and eventually people will find you funny, people will like you, people will enjoy your company, boys will look at you. But all of this that's happening, and all of the lack of attention that you feel, and all of the lack of talent that you feel, and all the shit that you feel that you have now subsequently made me forget about because trauma, all of that is hiding you from people that want to take advantage of you, or keeping you from doing things you know you shouldn't. So take it with a grain of salt. Know that someday you are gonna have a boyfriend. Someday, like like all the things, like you'll have a car someday, you'll have your freedom someday, you'll get kissed someday. Like, it's all the things that you're desperate to happen will happen. And if they're not happening now, it's probably for a good reason. And you probably won't know that until you're much older, and that's okay. And brush your hair and buy deodorant and fucking, I don't know, go on a run. I don't know. Stop being stupid. I don't know. When I read that question initially, I got emotional, and now I'm like, you stupid bitch. It's fucking, get a perfume. I don't know. Favorite movie? I love... Okay, I have a thought. There's a different thing. I've completely forgot about the crochet. I'm sorry. There's a different thing. There are favorite movies, and there are most watched movies. I think favorite movies you rarely watch to keep the spark, and like most watched movies are like your comfort movies. You know what I'm saying? So my favorite movies are The Count of Monte Cristo with Jim Caviezel and Henry Cavill, a very young Henry Cavill. I think that movie is spectacular, to the point that I named my youngest cat after one of the characters. If you have not seen that movie, it is life-changing, and it makes me weep. And I think it's a beautiful representation of religion and life, and how everything coincides in a big cauldron. It's just a really beautiful story, and I think they did the movie way better than the book. Sorry. And then I really like, another favorite is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, but the Ben Stiller version. I do like the Danny Kaye version from like the 60s or 70s. I just happen to... That's my cat, sorry. I just happen to really like the Ben Stiller version. I think the soundtrack's incredible. I think the cinematography is beautiful. The skateboard scene's like one of my favorite cinematic pieces ever in life. And yeah, I think it's a great depiction of what I'd like life to be like. And what my life would be like if I was a perfect person. But my most watched comfort movies are probably Return to Me, Legally Blonde, 8 Mile, and I'm just trying to think of one. Any other movie. Oh, I really like Quest for Camelot. That movie's really good. That's a wonderful movie. If you've never seen it, it's animated, and it has Carrie Elways as a hot blind guy. Come on. We had it on VHS, and it was killer. Do you have a specific creative process for your videos, or do you usually improv? Contrary to popular belief, I improv 99.9% of my videos. I think there has been maybe one video where I tried to script it and it didn't go well, and I only did that because it was a sequel, and I was like, I hated that. So most of my videos are improv. Just works better for me. I will usually think of an idea or be given an idea by my sister. Thank you. She gets Starbucks money, don't worry. And as I'm like getting ready for it, so like putting on clothes, makeup, hair, whatever, or setting up the space, I'll like go through in my head all the different triggers I want to do, or all the different jokes I want to hit, or like plot points I want to hit, and then I'll just improv it. And usually that works out well for me. Sometimes it doesn't, so we'll see. I don't know. Maybe that will change eventually if I have a monitor or a brain cell. Oh, this one was really sweet. I'm trying to take out all the really lovely comments because I don't want to like cry and I will. This person said a really sweet comment and then said, what you do is incredible. What you do is incredible, and I wanted to know if there was ever a plan to let us support you more, like merch or a Patreon, so that those of us who want to financially support you can. Which is like so nice, and you don't need to worry about that. That's not your responsibility. I appreciate it so much. My thought is that I only really succeed when I'm making art that I want to make. And I feel that if I made a Patreon, it would be a cash grab. It would be purely for money. And if you're going to pay for something, I think it should give you a different leg up or a different quality or whatever. And I don't think that I right now have the means of giving consistent production and quality and output that would mean a consistent pay from you for Patreon. I don't know how I would make that different. I don't know. I need to stop. I need to stop this cat. Hey bud, come here. Want to say hi? So the Patreon for me just wouldn't be, I don't think that it would be worth y'all's money, and I don't know yet of a way to make it different and like different from the channel, right? Because the channel's free, and I think it should be. Like I don't know. And merch, yes, I would like eventually to make merch, but I think that's like a way down the line thing. I have ideas for stuff, but again, I would want it to be really good quality. I would want y'all to like it and have some sort of kind of say in it. I would want it to be affordable, accessible, whatever, and I would want it, I think it'd be really cool to do it with like local artists or like little artists, smaller artists, smaller creators. I don't know. So I have like a lot of ideas for stuff, but right now to financially support me, you can. And also people have asked for custom videos before. I just don't really feel comfortable with that right now. It's not, I don't know. It's like, it just feels a little weird for me right now, and hopefully maybe someday it won't, so I can, make custom videos for y'all, but I'm not really super comfortable with that right now, and I don't really know why. I haven't really thought about it, so I will think about it and see what I come up with. But the best way that you guys, if you're wanting to financially support me right now, is just watching the ads. And you already kind of are forced to do that, so thank you. That is so much more than I ever anticipated it being. It's not like livable, obviously, but it's like something that's like such a beautiful blessing for me. And eventually I'll probably have sponsors, and so I guess whenever that happens, just being patient and sitting through ads sometimes, and I will try to make them as relaxing and calm and not annoying as possible, and as humane and realistic as possible. But for right now, just like watching my videos is just awesome. Like that's the best way to support me, and also just commenting. So thank you for saying wonderful things and for even considering that that's an option to financially support me. Thank you. I appreciate it. You are not responsible for that. That is not something you need to worry about. But I appreciate you considering that regardless, so thank you. I really like this question because I have one of these. If you could make any kind of video you wanted with an unlimited budget /crew /time, what would it be? I don't know if y'all know Goodnight Moon, but Erin on that channel is by far one of my favorite ASMR artists. And just like artists, like creators, I think she's so cool. Her Babelberg series is a series that I want to do. Not like that, not like steal her content by any means, but like I have written out a fantasy series that's like you as the protagonist having to do these tasks and like meet these creatures and like uncover this mystery and this plot. I just have an expectation for myself. And I know that I wouldn't be able to exceed expectation. So I've been sitting on that idea for a really long time, which sucks because I think it's a good idea and I think I would do it really well if I had the set and the props and the crew and the everything. So I think I'm just going to kill my darlings and make it at some point soon. But I really want to make this like fantasy series that I have written, and it's inspired by the Brabblework series because I thought that was such a neat idea to do in the context of ASMR. But it's not like that. I'm not trying to take her idea. I'm being inspired. Sorry. Can we get a tattoo tour? Yes, I kind of want to do that as a separate. I like saving ramble videos for when I'm feeling particularly low or like low energy or just like low time. So I do want to do a tattoo tour, but I think I'd like to do that on a separate video where it like involves more triggers and I can get deeper into the lore, because I'm a sentimental bitch that has to put meaning in everything. So I would love to tell you the meaning and the execution and everything of all my tattoos. But so I only have 7 of them, or 6 or 7. And they're all kind of like basic bitch, flowery, floral-esque type ones. And they're all somewhat biblical, so I don't know if that gets your hopes down a little bit, but just so you know, that's there. When you first remember experiencing ASMR, I had these little glitter shoes that were little baby heels as a toddler, and my mom would buy me a new pair every time I grew out of them because I was obsessed with them until they stopped making my size. And I used to walk around JCPenney and Macy's in the mall, wherever those like white tiles are, and clack my little heels, and I thought that was like the coolest sound in the world, and that was ASMR. Now I know. This is like a niche one, but I think it's fun to talk about. I know in previous videos you've talked about your acting experience and education. Did you study Meisner, Chekhov, Stanislavski, etc.? Do you have a favorite school of thought? What did those classes consist of? Repetitions, actions, etc.? Yes, I learned a lot of Chekhov, a little bit of ABBA, which is it's not the band ABBA Breathing or whatever. Stanislavski, mainly Chekhov and Stanislavski, and then so we had like Chekhov classes, and then we had Shakespeare classes, and then we had like branches of different whatever. So we had like the playwright Chekhov, and then we had his nephew Chekhov acting theory, and all of those classes pretty much consist of understanding the theory, putting it mildly in practice, and then as we're doing it mildly in practice, like doing exercises and things in class, we're also usually preparing scenes or preparing shows, and then we're encouraged to put those into the shows that we're cast in during the year. I wasn't cast in too many shows. Wow, I wasn't cast in too many shows, but I was able to be in a few, and so that was my main thing. I think somebody else asked a question about my favorite, like what's a topic that I can go on about forever and ever, and for me that's Shakespeare. That shit is so cool. Like if you ever learn scansion or understand what Shakespearean scansion is and how like it's iambic pentameter, and so you have 10 beats or 10 syllables per line, right? So it's supposed to read a normal line of iambic pentameter is supposed to go like a heartbeat, ba-bum, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And so when you're reading it normally, it should be a calm pace of a heartbeat. But Shakespeare's dead, and even from the grave, he's telling the actor what the character is feeling by giving you a line of iambic pentameter that does not read normally like a heartbeat. You would normally have the stress on the first syllable, and to be like, go, ba ba ba, right? Like, and so that scansion is telling you that character's rushed go, like, right, it's really cool. So if you ever want to learn about that, and also like the humors are really into that, so like being like not choleric, god, what is that thought, like if they were depressed, they would bleed you for, you know what I mean, like that kind of, the humors. If you ever look up the humors, there's 4 of them I think, and they really go in tandem with Shakespeare, as well as like the chain of God. It's very interesting. It's really, really interesting. I think you should look into it. If you've ever seen a Shakespeare play and you hated it, it means you saw it done at the wrong place. You probably saw it done at a high school where nobody knew how to scan, nobody knew how to act. You should go watch an actual thing of Shakespeare. And my recommendation is Benedict Cumberbatch's Hamlet for National Theatre Live. You should go see that, or find it burned illegally somewhere on YouTube and watch that, because that is Shakespeare and that's what that should sound like. Anyway, onward. Who are some of your current favorite ASMR artists? I love to talk about people, and I would love to talk about people. I've mentioned Goodnight Moon. They are wonderful. GB's obviously a staple, GB ASMR. I love Alexandria ASMR. Not only are we like almost name buddies, but we're like, I just love her stuff. I think it gives me so much ASMR, honestly. Let me look at my subscribed on my secret account, because I have people, but I'm gonna forget them. Oh, you know who doesn't get any clout and should, is Visual Sounds 1 ASMR. I think her stuff is so good. She has such niche role plays and really good accent work. You should look at their stuff. I love Ocean's ASMR. She's awesome. The White Rabbit ASMR, her shit is spec-fucking-tacular. Oh god, what's her name? I think it's Caitlin Renee. It's gotta be Caitlin. Is it Caitlin ASMR? Is that her name? Yeah, Caitlin ASMR. She's huge. I'm sure you know her. She's great. A lot of GB, a lot of Alexandria. Yeah, those 2 are probably my most listened to right now. I do like Cat Bailey. I like some of his stuff. And yeah, I think that's all for right now. I don't know that I have any more in the lineup. What question do we want to do, Ollie? Okay, this is just a fun one. What's the steepest concrete incline you think you can climb successfully in degrees? I would say like maybe 123 degrees. Don't know why. I just feel like I could. I did it at camp, I'm sure. Is ASMR... Okay, my last one. I'm sorry. God, there's so many good ones, though. I don't want to stop. Guys. Okay. Is ASMR your main job? If not, what field do you work in? ASMR is not my main job yet. If I'm more consistent, maybe I can actually do that. But I work in like the nightclub industry, as well as I'm a barista, so coffee, alcohol, and I'm a photographer. So those are my 3 main jobs right now. I'm rooting to be this decade's Renaissance woman of just doing fucking everything. So that's what I do. That's how I make my money. So yeah, the goal is to be doing this and photography full-time in the near future. So okay, I will end with this one because I think it's fun. Where do you get your sense of humor? I was a fat, unhygienic theater kid raised in the church. So every year I just get funnier. Slay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support and the love. Thank y'all for just like fucking listening to me talk. That's so stupid. What the hell? I have to make my cat stop biting my foot, so I'm gonna go to bed now. I also forgot I have a concussion, so I need to actually go to bed now, but love you, Pookies.